What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Please subscribe here and please follow me on Instagram at RussoLifts. In case something happens to this channel, you can follow, message me, interact with me directly, and there's daily content on there. Hope to see you guys on Instagram. Enjoy. What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. So today is my initial review of injectable SR9009. So I have a lot of experience with Cardarine GW501516. So I'm going to be comparing Cardarine to SR9009 in this video. But just a little background. So I've been asked to make videos on SR9009 for years now. And the reason why I never did is because I've read into it. I've read the research. On paper, this looks like a miracle compound. All the research is very positive. And there's so much hype around it. So much hype that, in fact, the doctor came out who developed it to basically say there's no oral bioavailability. So I read into it, the oral bioavailability is probably like 2% max. So in my opinion, all the SR9009 was most likely a mixture of Cardarine or something, because you shouldn't really get that much of a benefit from such a minuscule amount actually being assimilated in the body. So I've stayed away from it from the longest time, but now that we have the injectable version out, it sparked my interest again. So this leg footage was utilized with the SR9009. Pretty much SR9009 is a reverb agonist, or it switches the genes that allow you to process glucose and fat better. This leads to improved cholesterol levels dramatically. That is one of the biggest benefits of Cardarine as well, is to improve HDL, or good cholesterol, and lower overall cholesterol. Again, these are like anti-obesity compounds or research development in that direction. So that is one of the main benefits, and overall better energy, overall better metabolism, and way better endurance. Endurance is the biggest takeaway from Cardarine SR9009, to a point where it is one of the most extreme performance enhancers ever. Cardarine definitely, I've said it in my initial Cardarine review, I was a long distance runner in high school. I would run 12 miles a day, every day in the summer. I know what it's like to get into extreme cardiovascular shape, and when I would utilize Cardarine, it would bring me very close to that level of cardio threshold, which is insane because it takes me a long time naturally to get up to that level of cardio. I can only imagine me utilizing Cardarine in that extreme level of shape already. I can only imagine. But SR9009, so here's my initial impression. So this is, I'm going to be honest, this is an injection. So when I'm comparing an injection to oral Cardarine, you know, there has to be a giant ploy or giant benefit to pick the injectable SR9009 over Cardarine. And what I noticed, again, this leg day was utilizing SR9009, and I like utilizing Cardarine or SR9009 with leg day because it stops the lactic acid buildup. You're able to get more reps and you're able to breathe during extremely heavy sets of squats and deadlifts, which I wanted to demonstrate here. Again, I haven't deadlifted in a long time. This was my heaviest pull in months, which was 500 pounds for 3, but it definitely helps get more reps. You don't feel that lactic acid buildup, that fatigue at all. That is probably the biggest benefit when it comes to lifting, is the ability to get more reps and volume done. So side effects wise, I didn't notice anything besides my muscles going extremely flat. Again, my arms look like there's virtually no carbohydrates in them, and I ate a ton before this workout as usual, but my metabolism's already out of control, so adding this in just made me go extremely flat. And the same thing I noticed with Cardarine is I go extremely flat. So another issue with it is, if you utilize it on arm day, I really don't feel my pump at all. It's like I could go forever, and I feel no blood being really trapped in my muscles at all. Same thing with SR9009. Pretty much, I really didn't notice much of a benefit at all over oral Cardarine. To me, it felt like oral Cardarine in the top dosage you see and read on the internet. It didn't feel any different. Pretty much all the same exact results, side effects, if you want to call those side effects. I really want to call those side effects just what, the gene switching happens, and that's what changes is you have this insane cardio threshold, but you really can't get a good pump, and it just kind of messes with overall trapping blood in the muscles for bodybuilding purposes. But for endurance PED use, it's insane. But I really didn't find much of a difference as far as the oral Cardarine, so that really makes it hard for me to be like, yes, this is so much superior than Cardarine. It's like an injection versus oral. It's just like, man, the injection better be way better in some way. Now, this is just my initial impressions review. That's what I think. Is it any better than oral Cardarine? That's what it reminds me of. So when you're comparing an injection to an oral administration, it's hard to make the argument for the injection when oral administration is so much more convenient and easier. Now, this is just initial impressions and review. So if, there's a study or there's people willing to use a lab and prove that the overall health improvement via blood work is far superior than oral Cardarine, or the risk, again, there's the cancer study around Cardarine. If that risk doesn't exist, I think it will exist just as the same as oral Cardarine with the injectable SR or oral SR. I feel like it presents the same risk. But if there's some blood work out there that's like, this is so much better, improved cholesterol, this much improved cholesterol, way better than oral Cardarine via blood work, and improved endurance, way better in testing, then I'll believe it. But for now, it reminds me of oral Cardarine. Hard to recommend an injection over oral administration, but I definitely think that these reverb agonists, or these gene switchers, give some of the biggest advantages as far as overall performance enhancing goes. So what you see in the real world with these being utilized is improvement in cholesterol. So if you come off a cycle and your cholesterol's messed up, adding in SR9009 injectable or oral Cardarine will boost HDL and overall lower your overall cholesterol. Also can be used to lower blood pressure on cycles. So if you're running tren, if you add in Cardarine or injectable SR, your overall blood pressure will go down and will prevent, pounding your heart away with the high blood pressure. Also can be used, again, in the ability to get way more reps, especially on like legs, which requires a lot of blood volume to really, it requires a lot of lactic acid buildup too, which you can mitigate and push farther into failure. Those are really where these shine, and overall just helping use a higher cardio threshold, meaning if you normally walk on a treadmill at 2.7 miles an hour, you can walk at the same ease at 3.2 miles an hour, which will yield higher calorie burn, which will result in more weight loss. So it's all about utilizing the increased cardio threshold that the PED gives you, and that will just provide a lot of benefits on your own, and you can go a lot faster as far as progression wise than you could naturally. Now, you can't keep that crazy optimal glucose environment when you come off of it, but you can definitely make leaps forward and a couple leaps back if you cycle on and off it, because you still are improving your overall cardio while utilizing the PED. The PED is just helping you push faster and harder and allowing you to do things that would take you a much longer time naturally. Now, I've been in extreme distance running shape before, but if I wanted to get back into extreme distance running shape, I would probably mess around with Cardarine SR9009, then trickle off once I'm there. So that's my initial thoughts and review. Please post yours down below. Hope everyone's doing well.